so didn't really want to record this, so I did it off camera. But 1ZZ is already in the engine bay, starter's already bolted up, AC compressor's bolted up. Use some soapy water. No, it's not new and improved Kaboom. It's not Kaboom, it's soap and water. And I was basically cleaning the gaskets or the O-rings on the injector so that I can put the fuel rail back on, because it's kind of in the way. And we're gonna work our way on like the harder to reach things, and then we're gonna put the manifold back on, and so far and so forth. But before I start connecting everything, I kind of want to prime the engine just to make sure it sounds good before I go any further. So I'm just going to connect as much as I can that is required to just prime the engine and crank it, just so I can see, or I can hear how the engine sounds like. So let's go ahead and do that. Little status update. I already have the wires for the starter wired up. I already got the torque converter bolts installed with blue Loctite on them. And that's pretty much it on all the hard stuff. I'm going to go ahead and install the passenger side motor mount right now real quick, just so the engine could be leveled and we can maybe crank it up and see, or crank the engine and see if it sounds pretty decent. But even just by rotating the crank by hand, it feels like it has compression. So pretty confident that this engine is going to be good. It's just a little oxidized from the Canadian roads, but hopefully it's good. Let's go ahead and finish it up. Oh, and I already went ahead and installed the power steering pump, all the bolts around the engine and transmission. Exhaust manifold is bolted up, and that's it. So all the hard stuff is pretty much done. It's just easy stuff, just putting it back together, but it's time consuming. So I think I got about another hour and a half, and by the looks of the sunlight, looks like we might start this engine today, or this car today. So fingers crossed. So I don't know if you guys saw my other videos, but the Matrix motor mount for the passenger side is destroyed. So lucky me, I had one off the Celica GTS that Clayton disassembled. And here's a hack. Apparently the Celica GTS or GT motor mounts with the Corolla and the Matrix are all the same. I have that Celica one on my Matrix and it bolted up. The only thing different is this thing right here. The 2ZZ one is two bolt holes, and the 1ZZ one is a single bolt hole. So easy to do. Just swap out the 14mm that's holding it in. I'm gonna hold on to this, and I'm gonna go ahead and discard this old one. So I decided to remove all this crap. It's like some sort of rubber, but it started to disintegrate, and so it looked really ugly. So I just took it off and I wrapped everything in Tesa tape. I learned about this product on this one channel, 5-Star Car Audio, I believe that's their name, and they use this tape a lot on engine bays and stuff, and it's heat resistant, I guess. Not as much as like heat wrap, but it does a job pretty good. So I did the crank position sensor, the knock sensor, the oil pressure sensor, did the alternator power and the connector here, one for the sensor here, and the EC line as well. So this is tidy up, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the intake manifold now. This intake manifold gasket is the updated one. The old one is the black one, and that one usually causes conditions to run lean, and you will get a lean code, and this is due to it. So this intake manifold gasket I already recently replaced not too long ago, so I'm gonna go ahead and reuse it. But before I put on the intake manifold, I'm gonna go ahead and put the radiator hose just to make my life a little bit easier. There's the part number if you guys need it. I'm gonna go ahead and install it. I didn't have to replace them, but so just look at the difference there. That thing is just stretched out, and this hose doesn't even cost that much. I believe it's $17. So replace it if you have to, you know, like this hose did its job, but it's time for a new one. Quick little tip, if you have a hard time putting rubber hoses where they go, use soapy water and it'll help it slide into place. So I already went ahead and transferred over the old clamps. I believe the clamps are still good. So it kind of serves as really good practice to replace every rubber and plastic gasket. Here's the gasket for the throttle body. It's the one that goes right here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. Never replaced this one, but now's a good time to replace this since I have the throttle body off. So now we're gonna go ahead and install the hoses that go from the throttle body to the coolant passages. And I ended up getting the 2 hoses, these brand new, because these are also starting to swell up. Look at that, this one's swelling up pretty bad. So well, there you go, another one. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace these. They were really cheap, about $6 to $7. Here are the part numbers. And so we're gonna we have 2. Don't confuse it for that evap line, the one that goes right here to your intake manifold. Disregard that one. We have the one that goes from here. It's gonna go to the left one on the idle air control valve, the rusty one. And then this one right here, the one underneath the larger outlet one for the coolant, the small one, that one's gonna go to the one that's not rusty right here. Really easy. Went ahead and replaced them already. Brand new hoses for sure. Brand new hose, just reuse the clamps, should be fine. All right. So just went ahead and installed the heater core hoses. And if you guys don't know which way the hoses go, you can see this one, it has yellow on it. That goes towards the block. Same with the other hoses I put. The yellow goes towards the block. Look right there, yellow. This one yellow. If you guys didn't know, that's something new to learn every day, I guess. More sets of hoses. This is the side radiator one. This is the one that goes right about here. And that's the part number if you guys need it. Then I have the 2 I guess breather hoses, the one that goes, I believe, from here to here, which is this one right here, I think. So it's this one right here. And then I have the one that goes from here to the PCV, which is like that. I'm gonna have to take them off the bags, but if you guys do need the part numbers, this is the one to the PCV, and this is the one to the throttle body. So let's go ahead and install those. There you have it. Already replaced it, and now we're gonna put the air intake tube, and then the last one that goes from here to right there. So I got everything wired up, everything's connected. I'm just gonna go ahead and put my new Denso radiator so I could connect the ATF lines. That way I don't have ATF going everywhere when I turn on the engine. So I already went ahead and started just to make sure everything was good. I didn't have anyone to hold the phone for me while I did a first startup, but I can show you guys. The check engine light that it has is for a shift solenoid E code. I'm gonna go ahead and repair that once I get the whole, I guess, engine bay situated. But just so you guys can hear it. I don't have the serpentine belt on, that's why you see the battery light, but yeah, I don't have the serpentine belt. I don't have coolant in there, so I don't want to leave it running for that long. Engine sounds pretty good, sounds really healthy. Hopefully it's a really good engine for the long term. And that's it, guys. That's it. Journey's not over yet. We still have to finish a majority of the whole front end situation. Gotta hit out the fenders and line them up. But thank you guys for hearing my voice for this long term, I guess. And next video, we're probably going to detail this, make it look nice, finish installing the fan shroud, everything else, putting the serpentine belt on, and seeing if it bleeds the system. Catch you guys later.